guys, my name's Paige, and 6 months ago, I made a decision that changed everything in my life. I never thought I would make it this far, and my 21-year-old self would have been pretty shocked to learn that I am officially 6 months sober from alcohol. And to celebrate this, I just wanted to make a little video and talk about the benefits that I found, some of the challenges, and a little bit of my sober journey because I think that it's important to note that this didn't just start 6 months ago for me, but rather it started in 2019. Just to talk about some of the benefits that I've found is that I've been able to achieve more of my goals, actually, achieving goals that I haven't been able to achieve in years, having a lot more courage, and saying yes to opportunity rather than living in fear and anxiety. Having better regulated emotions, that's a big one for me. Not only just being able to regulate quicker and easier, but being able to stay regulated and let life just come at me without being reactive. I'm a lot more clear and focused, and being able to show up to my relationships, my job, my friends a lot easier and a lot better. And honestly, there's just so many more. I've been able to tune into my body and my practice. I've been able to feel my energy and my chi a lot easier. And literally, this has all happened just because I took alcohol out of the picture. And that's a big deal because those most widely and readily available an acceptable drug of choice that society has been my biggest limiting factor for pretty much like all of my life in reality. And just being able to just say no has been a challenge. But I'm gonna be honest, like when I made this decision 6 months ago, it was already rooted in this idea that I wanted to live a better life for myself. I was already a party girl when I was younger, so I've been dealing with the throes of addiction and eliminating them one by one, step by step, being easy on myself, realizing that I'm still human. But it's really been about making, wanting to live a different kind of life because I know the life that's rooted in addictions and drugs and alcohol, and it never has made me feel whole. It never made me feel whole. It never made me feel closer to myself. Yeah, the psychedelics are pretty awesome and can be life changing, but at some point, when are you going to hang up the phone? And just by being sober, I've been able to just feel into myself and better understand myself more. And any of the challenges that came in the first few weeks of addiction were mostly just changing that habit and doing something different with my time, which really helped me allocate time and energy to focusing on my goals and starting my website and starting sewing more and starting to get involved in communities that I've been so scared and fearful of being part of because I didn't really feel like I was good enough because I wasn't able to show up with my full self and my full heart. And really, the challenges with alcohol for me have been when I have big emotions and I really want to sedate myself or numb myself to them, as that's my thing I use to escape most of the time. I don't typically use to celebrate, which can be difficult, especially in those moments like New Year's or holidays or celebrations with friends or weddings. Like everybody's drinking normally, like champagne, pop the bottles, but just trying to eliminate that and replace wine with sparkling cider, or understanding that we don't need alcohol to celebrate these things has been able to make those things a little bit easier for me. And even with dealing with the escapism, still being able to have a sparkling cider really saved my ass last week because I really wanted having not a great week and really wanted that. But another thing that's really helped me in staying sober is counting the days, something I've never done before, but it really holds you accountable when you realize like how far you've come, and you can reflect on understanding the addictive psychology and how better you feel versus how bad the other thing makes you feel. Because one thing that I at least think is that, oh, if I use, I won't feel so bad anymore. But in reality, you're just hiding it and mixing it with other not great things, which will just result for longer rather than just like feeling and dealing and moving and releasing all of that energy. Because all of it is just an experience, right? And yeah, a little bit with my sobriety journey. I first went to rehab at the bright age of 21, and just a few months after I turned 21, actually. And it was life changing for me as it allowed me to deal with my Coke addiction at the time. I was very underweight and very unhealthy. And I'm really thankful for that moment in my life. But the whole time that I was in rehab, I told everybody that I would be going back to drugs because I didn't know myself without them, and actually ended up drinking, funny enough, throughout my whole rehab until, and they drug tested us, but nobody caught on to this apparently. And so my last week, they finally called me in and made me tell my group about that. And I felt like I was a big inspiration to my group, being the youngest one in rehab. And, looking back, I wish that I could take that back because letting them down was, I regret that. Uh, and then the next addiction that I had to deal with was nicotine addiction. Because I remember when somebody looked at me when I told them I wanted to be a yoga teacher, that, are you really gonna be caught smoking a cigarette in the back of the building from one of your students? And I was like, ooh, that's not a good look. And I do this because I always wanted to kill myself, and I don't really want to kill myself anymore. So the way that I stopped smoking was listening to a book called The Easy Way to Stop Smoking by Alan Carr. It sounds really quiche, but you should check it out, try it for yourself, and it really allows you to look inside of yourself to acknowledge the addictive behavior. And he actually encourages you to keep smoking throughout the whole book instead of just quitting cold turkey. Check it out if you're still smoking and want to quit. But eventually I got rid of smoking and vaping for about 2 years ago. And yeah, with alcohol, my most recent addiction, I really, 6 months ago, I decided that I wanted to stop that. But it was only after realizing the life that I had with it. And last summer, I was like drinking a lot, enjoying myself, but also realizing I didn't like it. And coming to that realization, I always have to use in order to acknowledge how it makes me feel, because you never really think about how it makes you feel when you're on those things. And yeah, I pretty much, after a while, I was like, I'm sick of this. I want to be done with this. And I throw in the towel. And it was really difficult because every month, at least once a month, I feel like I've wanted to have a drink because why not? I deserve it. I get this. And realizing that I actually deserve better has been one of the hardest feats that I think I've really had to accept and come to. But yeah, so that's a little bit about my journey, benefits, the challenges, little all over the place, but I hope you got something good out of this. And if you have any questions, if you are on your journey yourself, please drop them in the comments. And if you want to keep following me and learn new yoga flows and qigong practices and ways to really tap into yourself, that is what I'm here for. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little moment with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.